Oh boy. Hey, go Mike, you guys scare me every time. Yeah, all right, let's do a carving on expressions. Let's do it. Talk about happiness. How about that? Sound good. All right, let's get to it. You guys have to stop scaring me that way. It's not cool. It's not cool. Anyway, today we're carving expressions. Today is happiness because it's Friday. So we'll talk about a smile, a big goofy grin, or a fairly goofy grin. And taking a normal face, we'll have a normal, placid, peaceful face and turn it into a happy one. And if you want to learn more about doing this in the more complex, naturalistic, or realistic form, you can check out my online school in the link below. There's plenty of material on carving expressions and the realistic face of male, female, young and old. So check that out in the link below. Let's get into this, guys. Knife only project, by the way. Okay, stunning, beautiful day we have out here. And we're going to talk about expressions. And in this series, the first one we're going to talk about is an expression that one might have on a Friday, and that's happiness. So we're going to talk about some of the characteristics of happiness and how to carve it. And I've got my, what I'd say, my handy dandy 1.5 inch Badger State blade with me. This is a straight blade with a straight bevel. And I've got a piece of 1.5 by 1.5 inch basswood cut diagonally. This is from our previous series on carving the face, and I thought this would be a perfect example of how to carve expression because he's got a very neutral expression. And the first thing I wanted to talk about was the situations surrounding the eyes. So the eyes changed the most, I would say, probably more comparatively to any other feature when experiencing happiness. And you know, they say smile with your eyes, right? And that's a real thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by raising the brow ridge slightly, and we're looking at the angle of the brow ridge here. So notice how it kind of comes down, almost gives them an appearance of melancholy or sadness, or it could have also given them the appearance of concern, which we'll get to in another video. But here we're going to start to relieve the angle and square it up a little bit. And this is already going to raise the brow ridge. When you're happy, typically the musculature in your brow ridge is a little bit, it can be tense depending on the expression. But if you're surprised and happy, a lot of times you'll see this brow ridge is raised. So we'll raise it just a little bit, just to exaggerate those features, show us what can happen, like that. Excuse me, of course my allergies, typical video, Alkacast in the summer, got the allergies cone. Okay, so I'm going to soften the brow ridge a little bit, create a little plane here. And yeah, like I said, raising that brow already makes them a little bit happier, if you ask me. Next thing you're going to see is the cheeks are going to be raised. Now you're saying, Alec, how am I supposed to raise the cheeks on a carving when I can't add material? Well, you can't, but what you can do is you can take out some material from beneath the eye to create the appearance of a scrunched up cheek. So this line deepens. So I'm going along the base of the eyelid here with a knife, and I made a scoop cut, a really sort of a stop cut underneath the eye, and I'm going to relieve a little bit out. Really, this is a V cut. If you have a V tool, you can do this with a V tool. And what we're trying to do here is push the eyelid deeper, or the groove beneath the eyelid a little deeper, and this will create the appearance of a more proud cheek. And it's really what happens when you smile. This line deepens quite a bit. And then another thing that happens is this line actually starts to come over the edge, creating these radial smile lines. Okay, and we also have one coming off the edge here. So the skin crunches up at the edges here from the cheeks, pushing the skin up, and of course that's where wrinkles exist, in areas where the skin is bunched up. And so we're going to do it to both sides. I got a little carried away on one side. Okay, we're just going to go on this side as well with the same type of wrinkle. Again, coming across here. And one thing that you can do is you can angle that slightly downward as it comes away from the eye, and then an inward cut. Again, I'm going to do that to this side. See, coming along the base of the eyelid. And then just like so. All right. Now, typically when you're smiling, when you got a big smile, your eyes are going to kind of squint. And so I'm going to try to take a little bit more out of the inside corner of this eye to open it up a little bit more. Guys, I swear I need new glasses. That's what I'm going to blame things on if it doesn't work out. They should be here tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to put a line here, right alongside the edge of the corner of the eye, coming into that nose area, just like that, okay? And this is going to make him look happier, trust me. All right, let's take this line above the eye and cut that in to extend that wrinkle. I want to make this wrinkle a little bit deeper in the corners here. Right along here. Really want to deepen this outer corner because these cheeks are going to be pushed up. Pushed up, and he is just going to be happy. I don't know what happened. Maybe he got a raise or something, or I don't know, it's Friday. Something to be happy about right there. That's Ron. You can hear Ron the dog. That's my neighbor's dog. And we love Ron. He's a really good boy. He's a Bernedoodle, and he's just a really friendly little dog. Big dog. I say little. He's huge. Okay, you see, guys, how this is already starting to shape up and look a little bit more friendly. Good. Good. Ron says hi. He must have found a dog or a rabbit. He gets excited. He looks fierce, but when he gets up to you, he's just a big, friendly, dopey dog. He's actually a pretty smart dog. I shouldn't say dopey. Listen to the dogs talking to each other. It's hilarious. Oh boy. Okay, cool. And that's Alyssa. Okay, so we've deepened the groove. We've deepened the groove beneath the eyelids, and that's always a good sign, right? Deepen underneath the eyelids. Come alongside the exterior of the eyes with these lines, these radial lines, and you can even come up with a couple more if you want to really carry them down deep. You really want to make this look right, the part. You might even come back underneath the eyes once again and deepen that V channel even a little bit more. Kind of pushing up the eyes and the expression of happiness. Like so. And sometimes these lines come really far down. Right? You'll see it come down like so. From the cheeks getting pushed up, these lines form along the sides here. Okay. Very good. Now, let's do something with the mouth, because he looks like he's smiling up top, but his mouth is not very happy. So, okay, so the easiest thing about this is to get the smile, we're really just elongating the mouth a little bit, typically straightening the upper lip. The mistake you see people make is they do that cartoon smile where they curve the mouth way up, the upper lip way up, and that's usually not the case. Usually it's just pretty straight. They might upturn a little bit, you know, there's a little bit of a turn upward, but it's nowhere near what the cartoons do. Biggest thing when you smile is your lips, the corners are extended outward. So I'm just extending those outward. And then obviously you get this, we call them the smile lines, or the nasolabial folds here, and here. So we tend to lift these up a little bit. And that's that groove that defines kind of the structures of the mound of the mouth. I like to use this as a anchor point for when I'm carving the mouth, but anyway, so we can even create one side a little higher if we want to make a smirk. So we can extend this side over. Okay. You don't have to define the boundary of the face. We're not going too hard on this. We're just trying to focus on the expression for now. Anyway, we can come in here. Orbicularis. Oris is the band-like muscle that goes around here. And the muscle that, or the shape that we're dealing with right now is called the oral commissure. It's this little indentation at the edges of the mouth. That's what we're kind of spreading out as we're extending these lips. These are some wide lips too. So they're just really coming out wide, which is cool. It's kind of a fun expression. All right, so now he's got this soft expression of happiness. You could even put a little bit of a line in the inside corner, because sometimes when you smile, the corners of your brow ridge come together. Just depends. And you might even get a little bit of separation in the lips from a smile. It depends on the smile. If soft smile, you wouldn't get that, but all right, so I'm going to come across here. Oh, my finger was in the way, excuse me. Just like that. deepen that line a little bit. You know, another thing that happens when you smile is your lips stretch and they get thinner. So we would take the lips and thin them out just a little bit. Take some of the thickness out of them, because when your lips stretch, they thin a little bit. So we can take a little bit of the bulk out of them right now, make them look a little bit more tensed. They protrude a little bit less too when you smile, because they're more tight against the dental arch. And guys, we're pretty close to kind of, getting some of the major things. There are other things that happen when you smile. For instance, your jaw elongates a lot of times. For instance, if your mouth is open from that smile, you'll get you'll have a longer jaw. We can't add material to the jaw, which is why when you're carving expressions, it's always kind of good to have a basic idea of the expression that you're doing. If it really changes the structure of the face, like an open mouth. All right, and then your eyebrows are going to be typically a little bit higher, depending on the type of smile, again, that you have. All right, but these are just a few of the things, guys, that we're looking for on a smiling person, happy person. So I'm going to soften the brow ridge a little bit more on this. Coming over, take that brow ridge a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Take the hard corner out of the inside of the eye, because it looks like he's kind of... There we go. Now we're talking. Really important when you're carving the more relaxed, happy smile to get rid of any, what am I trying to say? Extra material in this area from a cause of concern. These will constrain as a result of concern, and so you can kind of break that down. Or a serious look, you can do that by kind of angling it, like taking some of the material out of this inside corner where the nose meets the brow ridge. All right, guys, now this obviously needs to get cleaned up. It's a little fuzzy, but you can really see the idea we're after here. And you can also add another wrinkle right outside here if he's an older guy, or maybe he's a younger guy, but he's just got a really full smile. It's pushing his cheeks up. A little V-cut here. Let's see if I can clear that out. Come on. There it is. There it is. Okay. Beautiful. All right, guys, now I'm going to wrap this video up. Kind of a simple little lesson, but hopefully effective nonetheless. You can see the things that you can do with a knife to kind of add some expression to your carvings. And you could really get carried away and give them a lot more of an expression if you wanted to. A little bit out of here. A little bit more out of the lower cheek, or the lower lip, beneath the lower lip, transitioning into the chin. There's that. That's a good sound. Very good. All right, awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. I need to clean this guy up with a little brush. Tuck this into the orbital commissure here. Can't forget about that oral commissure, just that little indentation that the lips tuck into, the outside edge here. I think my camera got moving on me. Okay, so what I was doing is I was taking that upper lip and cutting it thinner, just like so. And the same with the lower lip. Taking a little bit out of there. All right. Okay guys, there it is. Smiling dude. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take your vitamins.